Hello and welcome to our live stream. Just wait for people to join in. So we're just waiting for our sushi rice to cool down. While we were waiting for the stream to start, we just did our preparation for the rice. I'll just show it for everyone. So basically what we have done is we have taken the sushi rice. For those who are interested, we have this nishiki rice that I'm using. The ratio from rice to water when you're boiling them is 1 to 1.5. So 1 cup rice, 1.5 cup water. You make sure that you wash your rice 3, 4, 5 times in cold water to get all the starch out. Then you just add the water and rice and put it, bring it to boil and then lower it to low temperature to cook it for 20 minutes. And then you season it. As you can see, I have sesame seed. I also have sushi rice vinegar, salt, and sugar. And I will put the recipe afterwards as a comment in there. Now, if you have any questions, we will come to that in the end. Technically, our channel is still not approved for mobile streaming, so I have to do it from my laptop. So please forgive me if the view is not as it should be. Now, what we have here is we have some of our ingredients already ready, and some of them I will just get them ready because they are a little bit temperature sensitive. So especially the fish and stuff. So I have some caviar here, which I have thawed. It's frozen caviar that I just got. I have my cucumber. It's cut into thin stripes. I have my avocado that I scooped out and put some lemon on it so it doesn't blacken. And I will bring in some fish. I have salmon, fresh salmon, and I have frozen thawed tuna, which we'll be using today. So we'll get started with our fish as well. So as you can see, I have fresh salmon. I just kept it in the fridge, and I have fresh, beautiful tuna that we'll be using as well. I also have some sesame seed. If you're making black sesame seed, if you're making California rolls, we can just toss them in there and use that. I'll just keep it here for now. So I have some parchment paper here. I'll use that to put on my board when I'm cutting fish. So I can just wrap it and throw it in the garbage and not let my board get dirty. Can you guys hear me? If you can't hear me, let me know. I can speak closer to the laptop. I will be walking around. So I was just saying I have this parchment paper that I just put on my cutting board. So when I cut fish, I don't have to go and then wash my board. I can just throw this parchment paper. Now there is a risk of cross-contamination when you are dealing with raw meats, and when you are dealing with vegetables, you should never mix them. So I'll just show you very quickly how to prepare our tuna. So as you can see, it's a beautiful tuna steak. For those of you who love fish, for those who don't like fish, we have plenty of other stuff to put in there as well. So what you want to do is, first of all, let me just show you. It's live, so you have to bear with me for all the housekeeping stuff. So what I'm doing here is, I see that when you thaw any fish or any meat for that matter in refrigerator, it actually releases some of its juices. So what you need to do is you need to just pat it dry before you start cutting it. You don't want to have those the liquid that it has released in your food. So as you see, I just pat it dry, and now I will start cutting and show you how you can do that. So the trick to cut perfect tuna, I'll just face it this way so you can actually see, is to just, first of all, for cutting, you just want to use your knuckles, not your fingers, otherwise you'll end up cutting. And you have to have really sharp knife. So this basically is just a still. It doesn't sharpen the knife, it just makes the edge straight. So I'll just go around and kind of get my knife absolutely straight. Then the trick is to just cut it with your knuckles. Make sure where your cut is. And if you can see, it's a beautiful and nice cut. Now, of course, I can't put it in my sushi. It's too thick. So what I'll do is I'll flip it like this. Move the board closer here. And you just go and kind of cut it to what is your desired thickness. And if you see, since my knife is very sharp, it cuts like butter. So now what we have is beautiful tuna strips that we can use. Now you can take white tuna, you can take this tuna. I mean, it's up to your taste. Now some people don't like tuna. It's perfectly good to eat, but if you don't like it, it's up to you. To each their own, as they say. And we will basically be presenting to you many options. Second option as an ingredient which you can have is tempura shrimps. So all we have done is we have taken the shrimps, if you can see here, and we have battered them into just panko breadcrumbs and deep fried them. And we'll be using them as one of our ingredients today. Also, if you are here and if you like what we are doing and if you see our videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure you leave your comments and questions so we can answer them later. One of the things you need to be very careful while handling raw ingredients is to make sure whenever you're not using any ingredient, just put them back in the fridge, especially the meat. So here I'm not going to use this tuna. I'm just going to make one roll. So I'll just use my plastic wrap and put it back into the fridge. The good thing about live sessions is we can actually go over a lot of details as compared to those shorter videos. Now let's go to our salmon, same thing. So what I'm going to do is I will take my salmon out from, I just took it out from my fridge. I use paper towel to pat it dry. You can see it's a beautiful piece. It's fresh farm tuna. Now for tuna, what you need to know is that you cannot take wild tuna fresh and make sushi out of it. It is not sushi grade. Sorry, I'm talking about salmon, not tuna. My apologies. So you can't take fresh salmon, fresh wild salmon and make sushi out of it. It contains parasites which can make you really, really sick. So what you want to do is you want to, first of all, take farm fresh. If you're taking fresh, then take farm fresh salmon. If you're taking wild salmon, then it has to be frozen for, I think, over a week under 18 degrees centigrade to kill all those parasites. So to be very, very careful about when you buy wild salmon, it can make you very sick, especially when you're eating raw in a sushi. Now, what you can also do is you can smoke it. And that's probably a preferred and safer method, or you can get smoked tuna, smoked salmon from the market itself. So you see how beautifully it is cutting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my knife clean throughout the process, and I'm going to also keep my knife edge very, very straight. Salmon is a very fatty fish. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that all the fat is off your knife as well. And your knife will cut it just like the butter. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'll wrap my salmon back as well. I want to keep it fresh. My refrigerator is set to -4 degrees centigrade, which will keep it fresh for quite some time. So I can, instead of keeping it on the counter, I'll put the plastic wrap back again and then put it back in the fridge. Now, as you can see, we have a few ingredients ready. Let me just cut through this salmon piece so it is ready for our sushi rolls. What I want to show you is, look at this beautiful strips of salmon. Now, if you are a sushi lover and if you like it, fine. If you don't, and I know a lot of friends, especially from South Asian origin, or people who do not usually eat a lot of fish or raw fish, do not like it. So fair enough. Just use the ingredients that you like. Now, while I'm preparing ingredients, as you can see, I'm also just making sure that my sushi rice, which is looking beautiful, nicely seasoned, nicely cooked, they're about to be ready, and we're about to roll our sushi rolls very, very soon. But one more ingredient before we go further is the crab sticks. So I have the crab sticks here. They are also, thawed from frozen state, and they were sitting in my fridge, so they stay fresh. What I'm going to do is, this is imitation crab. So what I'll do is, this looks too thick to go into a sushi. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and cut it in half first and see how that goes. Still pretty thick for some people, but not for the others. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim it a little bit more and maybe cut it one more time on its side. Again, have a sharp knife when you're doing all this. It becomes so much easier and so much safer. Now you would ask why a sharp knife is safer than a dull knife. So it's just a matter that if you have a sharp knife, it does what you want it to do. You don't have to push harder. You don't have to worry about all that. And it doesn't slip, and it does the job. So it is, in my opinion, very, very safe to work with a sharper knife as compared to a dull knife if you have to struggle with your ingredients. As you can see, they're beautiful ingredients. We have 4 pieces of crab stick. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the rest of the crab, just wrap it up, and put it back in my refrigerator. Now, yes, a lot of work, but you are safe. Now, so far we have our crab ready. We have our salmon ready and beautiful. We have our tuna, glistening, beautiful, nice, red. Look at this. This is like jelly. Beautiful. And we have our cucumber ready, as you saw before. We have our avocado ready, our caviar ready, our shrimp ready. So we can pretty much roll a bunch of different rolls here. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to push this aside and start rolling our first roll. What do you need to roll your sushi? First thing, you need a mat. Now, it doesn't have to be any specific mat. You can see this is just simple, ordinary sushi rolling mat. You can also get this. If nothing else, you can get parchment paper and you can try and be creative with this. This just gives you those nice intermittent breaks in this, so it continues to roll. So I like this one over this one, just so you know. Now, what else do you need? You need a bowl of water, warm, with vinegar in it. What I will be doing is, when I touch those sticky rice, they're going to make my hands sticky. And when I cut my sushi rolls, my knife will be extremely sticky. So what I'll do is, I'll just bring it in, dip my fingers out towards the blade. You don't want to do it this way because half of your fingers will be in the bowl. So what you want to do is, you just want to go this way and clean all that rice, that sticky rice that will make your next sushi roll impossible to cut, out of the way, and clean your knife up. Vinegar will help dissolve all that starch which comes from rice, and then you just go back. I have another thing here. I have my clean paper, clean towel that I'll use to just wipe my knife clean. So that's how you cut sushi like a master sushi chef. I'm no master. I'm learning myself, but I wanted to share it with you guys, make you part of my learning experience as well. Now, what else do you need? What are we missing? We're missing our seaweed or nori. So I'll just go and bring that from my pantry very quickly. So the one I'm using right now is it's roasted seaweed. It's called Sushi Nori. The brand, I'm not sure. I just picked it up from a local Asian market. Now, it's also, you can see halal here. So if you care about that, it's very important. Then you can do that as well. Now, what I'll do is I'll take out one sheet and show it to you how it all works. One thing you need to do, it's very prone to get humidity in there and get soggy. So get a packet which has a little Ziploc here and then seal it before you put it back. Now you see this nori sheet that I have, or seaweed. I can roll the whole of the sheet, or I can actually cut it to like 2/3 and kind of go that way. So for the first one, I will just cut this nori into a smaller piece here. So I'll just take it on my cutting board and cut that portion out. Some people like a lot of seaweed in their sushi, some people don't. It's up to you how much of a sheet you want to use. So this is the standard size sheet, but as you can see, now you can also see that I have cut it, but you'll also see there is a rough side and then there's the shiny side. And we'll see how all of that works. Our rice is almost there. So just a little bit of break before we can start working with that. It's almost there, so just bear with me for a few seconds. I will check the comments in the meantime. So we have some comments here. Enjoying, keep it up. Well done. I love it. Thank you, guys. You guys make it worth it. Thank you very much for supporting. I wasn't even expecting if there will be anyone here, so I just wanted to do it anyways. So what you want to do with this nori sheet is you want to keep the shiny side down and the rough side up. Why the rough side up? It will adhere to your rice better. Now, what you want to do is you can actually take my most favorite, you might have seen it in all my videos, most favorite silicone spatula. It's heat resistant, it's flexible, it's just amazing. You can also take more traditional route and take a little wooden paddle. And I will show you towards the end. I'll open my drawer and show you what different options you can have. So all you're going to do, and bear with me if I'm a little messy because I'm not very good at this. But what you want to do is, scoop out your rice on your nori, leave a little bit edge that you will use to stick, and then kind of, paste it on your nori sheet. Now, some people are really good at it. Some people, like me, they take a little while. I like to take it slow. I don't want to rush it, but I want perfect sushi. And that kind of goes with the very essence of sushi. Sushi chefs, when they make sushi for you, they actually try and create a perfect bite for you. So if you are the one who is, again, you can, if you're making it for yourself, and for family, you can just go quick, do all you want very quickly and be done with it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to stay closer to the heritage of sushi and make sure that you do it the perfect way, then take your time. The more, in my opinion, and this is just personal preference, my opinion, it's better to have a perfect sushi roll than have half done, but not sticking to the highest perfection level. Now, you can also do it, keep it this way, keep it that way. It's up to you. I actually did a little bit of, messed up because I did not pay attention to that. I was talking more. So I should have done it that way, but either way, it's fine. I will continue to just make sure that I do the best I can now. So next one, we'll make it properly. Oops. All right, as you can see now, we have this ready for our ingredients. Now, this is your nori outside. You can also make California rolls where your nori is more towards the inside, and we'll see that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start putting my ingredients, and I'm just going to eyeball it and cut my cucumber to size. So that's my cucumber. Let's say I also want to put salmon in this one. Now you can see that from the side, you can see how your sushi roll is coming along. And it's not very, very complicated. We'll also take some avocado and kind of start putting avocado chunks. Again, not very good in cutting the avocado. I just scooped it out as best as I could. And I'm just cutting all those. Now, there is no limit. There is no restriction on what you can and cannot put in sushi. It's your perfect bite. So you make it the way you want to make it. And you can roll it based on your personal preference. Now, as far as the perfect bite goes, sorry, I did it on the wrong side again. Let me just fix that very quickly. I should talk less and do more. So as you can see, it's pretty much ready. So what you do as a first step, kind of just roll all this. Make sure that you can see the rice from the side. So that's a good thing that I have a laptop. You can see it from the side. You just go over all your ingredients, keep them compact, and then use your mat to kind of keep rolling your sushi, and you can gradually press it and use your mat's curvature, and that's why you see that curvature is important. And then towards the end, you can just dip your finger if you want and just use again your mat to kind of square it out. If you see how I'm doing it, again, not perfect, but as I said, it's part of my learning journey and yours as well. Now you will see, let's just cut it and then put this ingredients on the side. And let's bring it closer to our camera here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, with very sharp knife, back and forth motion. You don't want to press it. Again, it's your perfect bite. As you can see on this side, it shows each and everything that I have in there, just like what you would see in the store. And I'm just going to cut the other side as well. Now we have a perfect roll of sushi, and then we'll start cutting it. Now, if you pay close attention, you will see that there are these indentations here. If you cut based on those indentations, they're also there to help you out to cut the perfect size cuts, but I'll also show you how you can do it without that. Now, one thing we remember, I'll just take my knife in here, in my vinegar water, release all that sticky rice, so my next cut can be made. So my knife is nice and clean. I'll turn it this way so you can see. So I'm just gonna eyeball it and cut it in the middle. And just give me 1 second. Just in the middle, and then, as I said, back and forth motion, and then just cut it. And then we have our next cut in the middle. Again, very sharp knife. You can clean it between every cut. I'm just gonna carry on for now. But you see, the more rice sticks on it, the harder it becomes. But you can see this is the perfect bite that we have just created in a few minutes. Now you can, anybody, if I can do it, anybody can do it in the kitchen and create perfect sushi. Now, as I said, there is no restriction, there is no limit to what you can do. You can do a lot of things for the decoration part. You can put them, in a certain arrangement if you want. You can put them upside down. If you have squared them, they look good that way as well. And then you can take a little bit of a very small spoon and just take out some caviar, just add on it. Sky's the limit. You can put some mayonnaise on it, any sauce that you want. You can put spicy mayo. I see a lot of people like it. I personally do not like that. I personally like to keep it to very basic ingredients, but it's up to you. Sky is the limit. So here we have a perfect sushi roll. Not maybe as perfect as I would like it to be, but we all learn and we all go on. So thank you very much for all of you joining us. I can continue. And so today is my son's birthday, so he wanted sushi for his birthday, and I thought I will just do a little live session and show everyone. We're almost reaching half an hour, so if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you like. I have a lot of passion for food, and I like simplifying the recipes that we have. This is what I do as a side gig, and make sure that I bring something new to you guys every time. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please share. I will post this afterwards. And if you have any comments, any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you very much. Bye. Happy Ramadan to everyone, those who are celebrating. It's going to be an amazing month to fast. And, it has a relationship with food as well. So looking forward to it. Thank you, guys. Bye.